my short testimony and how I got to SEU. 8-year-old kid alone in his backyard playing by himself. He notices a scar on his finger. It looks like a cross. And in that moment, he feels completely set apart, completely different than everyone else in his family, almost as if he was adopted and no one's ever told him. But I found myself at church at 8 years old. I give my life to Christ, come home and tell everyone, super excited. But as time went on, no one told me that being a Christian didn't mean you had to be perfect. I found myself doing the same things I did before I got saved. And people were telling me, you're not a Christian, you're not saved, we're super happy that day. 14 years old, again, I found myself in church through a family that I lived close to. Super excited that God was back in my life. I felt that peace. And again, no one told me that being a Christian didn't mean you had to be perfect and that you weren't going to want to sin and do the same things you did before. Super excited. Family says, you're not saved. You're not a Christian. You just had some hype. 22 years old, found myself back in church in the Marine Corps, super alone. I found a church nearby where I found that peace, that acceptance, the love that I was missing. In that time, God told me to go to Bible college, but I didn't want to go to Bible college. I had a career in the Marine Corps, didn't want to be in ministry because people in ministry were poor, and I grew up that way. I didn't want any part of it. Moved away. 20 years later, God has still not let me forget that he wanted me to go to Bible college. And it's so funny. As I was getting ready to do this speech, found this. It says, being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ. He has completely kept that promise. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. I wish I would have found these 20 years ago, because I probably would have been at SEU 20 years ago. Be careful who you listen to. Find the scripture that's going to lift you up, support what God is telling you. Do not listen to people that don't have a relationship with Christ. And you'll find that your relationship with Christ grows and strengthens and matures. Thank you for your time.